Hi, it's me, that guy that uploads like once a month. Anyway, I'm back again. Today I want to talk about an issue that I've had and some other people have had, specifically a few of my friends, that I think could be fixed majorly if done correctly. And that is Skyblock updates. Today I will be going over my problems with current Skyblock updates, what they do well, and what they could improve upon in the future. So, without further ado, let's get started. First issue I have with them, quantity. Obviously, we just got a huge update. We got an end update, we got a Kuja revamp, I think we got some other QL stuff, such as the new fast travel menu, which I think is actually pretty cool. But what was the last update before this update? Well, we got chump fishing. That's about all there is to say about that. Yeah, I guess we got this island. Point being, over the past while, we haven't gotten many updates. Now, they've actually been doing pretty good in my opinion after the Nether update, and that's the first point I want to talk about with quantity. Was the 7 months worth the wait for the Nether update? Well, I would say yes. Now, obviously, 7 months or 8 months or however long it took, that's a long time to get absolutely nothing in the game. But the Nether update was absolutely massive, and I think people have forgiven Hypixel a little bit on that, but there have been other droughts with little to nothing added into the game. For example, when Dungeons came out. First of all, Dungeons was already delayed, and then second of all, when Dungeons did come out, it was literally all the admins were updating up until Jacob's contest, which people were not happy about because nothing else in the game was getting any love or attention at all. So you kind of had to play Dungeons if you wanted to enjoy quote-unquote new stuff. Because really the newest stuff were just new dungeon floors. And that was it. If we go into the Skyblock menu here, and say you were going to create a new profile, which I don't have an available slot, so I will just flash up a picture on screen now. There are 3 different game modes you can play Skyblock in. First being the normal game mode. You can use Auction House, Bazaar, trade with other players, whatever. Then you have what I play, Iron Man, which is basically normal Skyblock, but no Auction House, no Bazaar, no trading, no picking up their stuff, stuff like that. Game mode number 3 is Stranded, where you are not allowed to leave your Skyblock island, and there are a bunch of custom things specific to that game mode that allow that game to work really well and function properly. I think Stranded is in a decent place right now, but they kind of abandoned it really quickly. There's a reason you don't see a ton of Stranded anymore, even though it was popular for the couple of weeks when it released. Iron Man, however, very rarely actually gets updates. The last major update to Iron Man that I can remember was cookies being added, which was a long time ago. Now, the latest update we've had is actually pretty good for Iron Man. All the new end stuff is decent for an early game Iron Man player, but it's also decent for an early game regular Skyblock player. And that's the problem. I think if the admins did a couple of updates to Iron Man specifically, it would improve it a lot and improve the few complaints that people have about Iron Man. Because in my opinion, Iron Man is a great game mode. It has done really well. It's just, there are a couple of things that need to be flattened out in order to flesh out Iron Man just a tiny bit more. So, how do we go about fixing these problems? Well, we could just complain on the forums. No. What I think some actual things we could do, though, is give some constructive criticism about how Skyblock is updated right now. First of all, we need to address the elephant in the room. These things take way too much time to come out. Now, quantity or quality. I prefer quality over quantity. But not if the quantity is once a millennia. We need more updates. Now, how do we go about adding more updates? Well, let's go back to when I talked about chum fishing. To me, that was a great idea because it was a small update that added a couple of things to do, allowed you to get a talisman out of it, and there you go. You're done. It didn't take very long, but it was a small update. It wasn't meant to be that big. If we were to have those, say, every other week, that would be perfect. Now, I'm going to cut the admins a little bit of slack. Like I said before, they've been doing pretty well after another update. We've had a couple of updates since that, in my opinion, have been pretty good. But let's just imagine, every 2 weeks, we get a chum fishing sized update. And then say every 2 to 3 months, we get, a decently big update. Something like, it doesn't have to be as big as the Nether update, but stuff like our Kuja revamp, or let's say a forging update, or an alchemy update, or a Jerry Island update. Something that really needs to be updated but hasn't been touched in a long time. Then what would this fix? Well, this would stop people complaining about the lack of updates, and this isn't even that many updates. This is like 2 to 3 updates a month. And even if that ends up being too much, let's just say we get one small update every, month. It's still more than we're getting right now, which I think would just help out the game quite a bit. So, yeah. With all that being said, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I know it's been a bit, but I'm getting back into the swing of YouTube. So, yeah, without further ado, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Sayonara.